I decided to do another one. I've only heard this particular one once, so I thought that it would be a good one to share. It's not that old. It's about 20 years or so, a little less. It's about Gwen Araujo. And I'll have the name spelled out. I don't think I pronounced it right because I'm not. I don't really speak Spanish. I took 2 years in high school, but I didn't do great. But anyway, she was murdered in Newark, California, at the age of 17. Actually, I think I've heard of this story twice, but you get the idea. It's not very well known. She was a transgender woman. She was killed by 4 men, 2 of whom she had been sexually intimate with, and she had been intimate with them that night, but I don't think they knew she was transgender, which is not an excuse for murder, in my personal opinion. They beat and strangled her after discovering that she was transgender. A friend, a so-called friend that she'd had an argument with, that was a cisgender female woman, told on her and said that woman's that dude's a man, or that woman's a man, or something like that. 2 of the defendants were convicted of second-degree murder, but not the, and the other 2 defendants pleaded guilty or no contest to voluntary manslaughter, so they probably got by with a slap on the wrist. They use the trans panic defense. Honestly, get grossed out, do whatever, say stupid stuff, do whatever, but don't kill somebody. Murder is wrong, period, in my opinion. But again, this was 2002. That's, they may well have had very different results. They misgendered her all during the trial, and they referred to her by birth name, which I think is very disrespectful. Gwen was born on February 24th, 1985, and no, I will not say her birth name. I'm not even sure I know it, but even if I do, I'm not going to say it. I think it's disrespectful. But I'm sure if you really wanted to know, you could find out. Araujo came out as transgender in 1999 at the age of 14. The saddest part to me is she was just 17 when she died. She began using the name Gwen after her favorite musician, Gwen Stefani. She also went by Wendy and Lita. She began to grow her hair long and planned to undergo hormone treatment and surgery. Her older sister said that she was bullied in junior high school because of her voice, and she transferred to an alternate high school, but she did not return to it for the 2002-2003 academic year. I'm not really going to go too far in this case, other than I will say that the 4 people that were convicted in some way of her murder, either second-degree murder or voluntary manslaughter, were Michael Magidson, Jose Morel, Jaron Neighbors, and Jason Cesares. So she flirted with all four men. Gwen did, but again, that's not an excuse for murder. They all smoked MJ together. She left, and apparently Jaron neighbors asked the other three, could this be a dude? But none of the four men took the thought seriously, so apparently they were just joking around. She engaged in oral sex with Magnuson and anal sex with Merle. She claimed to be menstruating and during sex would push her partner's hands away from her genitalia to prevent them from discovering that she had a penis. Nicole Brown, who was dating Paul Morrell, which was Jose's older brother, and was acquainted with Araujo, said that she and Araujo had engaged in a physical fight after Brown challenged Araujo to strip for the men. Araujo surprised her with a strong blow during the fight, and Brown said the men were tripping because she was smaller than me and just as strong. She fought like a guy. The four men debated in late September whether Araujo was female, concluding that something bad could happen to her if she was not. On October 3rd, 2002, Gwen Araujo attended a party at a house rented by Jose and Paul Morrell. And it was also they also attended, and their young brother Emmanuel Morrell was there, and all the people I mentioned before basically were there too. And apparently Jose Morrell said that night, according to a few testimonies, I swear if it's a effing man, I'm gonna kill him. If it's a man, she ain't gonna leave. And then Magnuson, who was one of the people he was having the conversation with, said, I don't know what I'm going to do. And neighbors replied, whatever you do, make sure you don't make a mess. And basically they beat her to death. I'm not going to go into a lot of detail. Basically they thought it made them gay because they slept with her. And I will say, I think she should have said something, but I also get how dangerous it can feel. And yes, just from coming out, just from saying you're transgender, people have been killed even if they didn't have sex. So, especially if the person found them attractive because they think it makes them gay. And, and if you don't find transgender people attractive, don't sleep with them, but don't kill them even if they did do something wrong. I mean, the only time I think killing someone is ever justified, period, is if they tried to hurt you or kill you or hurt or kill someone else. I think, it's the last thing. Like, even if somebody's trying to hurt you, try not to kill them. But, at least then I can understand how it happened. But, Magnuson grabbed her skirt and underwear, and he wanted to expose her genitals and show that she was a man. He proceeded to punch her in the face and knock her to the ground and put her in a chokehold. And he was pulled off by others. Gwen begged the men to stop, saying, no, please don't, I have a family. But they were angry and didn't care. They basically beat her to death. I mean, if you really want to, you can find details online. I, 'cause, I, 'cause, 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 And in fact, they quit at some point. And then they still continued after a while until she died. They were determined that she was going to die. I don't think any of them really got any real time. Jason Neighbors he got a 11-year sentence for voluntary manslaughter, but I think he served 5 years maybe. Michael Magnuson and Jose Morel were sentenced to 15 years to life in prison for second-degree murder. Morel expressed regret to Gwen's family. Magnuson was angry about his verdict and expressed no remorse for his role in murdering Gwen. So they'll at least get 15 years, if not more. Of course, I don't see them getting out before 15 years, even with good behavior and everything. But they might, but I doubt it. Jason Cerrez pleaded no contest to manslaughter on December 16th, 2005, and was sentenced to 6 years in prison with credit for time already served. Basically, he got 6 years. He's definitely out by now, but he may not have even served 6 years. I haven't really looked too deep into that part of it. The judge posthumously changed the victim's legal name to Gwen Amber Rose Araujo on June 23rd, 2004. So that was good. In September 2006, Arnold Schwarzenegger, who was the governor at the time, signed the Gwen Araujo Justice for Victims Act into law. The law limited the use of by criminal defendants of the gay, trans, panic defense, which I think is good. I think they can in certain circumstances, but hopefully not in a lot of circumstances. I haven't really looked into the law. And in September 2014, Jerry Brown, governor at the time anyway, signed Assembly Bill number 2501. It further restricted the use of the gay and trans panic defense than it already was. So that's good. I'm not sure that I agree with it never being able to be used, but I think there's very few circumstances that it should be allowed. Jason Cerrez was released from prison in July 2012. Jason Neighbors was released before 2016, but the date's unknown, or at least I couldn't find it. Jose Morel was granted parole in 2016. Michael Magnuson was denied parole in September 2019, so he's probably still in prison, and in my opinion should be. I think some of them should have got lighter sentences and some of them got heavier, but some of them it seems like they just got a slap on the wrist. I think everyone should have served at least 5 years, and that means actual service, not good behavior and all of this, and possibly even more than that, because I do think some of them weren't as involved as others. But I do think life in prison was warranted for some of them, and so I hope they serve more than the 15-year minimum. Absolutely. But this was the murder of Gwen Araujo. I hope I haven't been butchering her name the whole time, but I will name the file this, so we will know. So maybe somebody can tell me how to pronounce it or something. And if you found the material interesting, please like and subscribe. Also, I think this was Newark, California. No, I said Newark. I don't remember saying Newark, California, and I know there's quite a few Newarks. So anyway, I just wanted to make that clear. And with that, I'm going to say goodbye, because it's right after 20, well, a couple minutes off of 20 minutes. But anyway, and I'm hoping to upload this tonight for future me, because I'm about 2 weeks behind of being at least 3 weeks ahead. And I like to be a minimum 2 weeks ahead. When I noticed I was less than a week ahead, I decided to go ahead and make some videos. And I'm sorry if you heard my ice water drink. It's one of them flavor packet drinks. And I'll still be doing frugality videos and stuff too. Weight loss videos, all kinds of stuff. Probably some biographies. Just things I find interesting. Because if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do stuff I like. But with that said, please like and subscribe and share and comment and all that kind of stuff. Thank you. Bye.